Okay, today, people, we are about to get into some action. We are going to replace this bolt in this. It's a '98 Nissan Maxima. Um, yeah, it's the alternator got replaced about a week ago, but the reason was the main bolt in the bottom of it came out. So you cannot buy my knowledge, you can't buy a replacement bolt. So we went and got, it's either, with the stuff that I looked up, I mean, you can get them on eBay and stuff like that, but the stuff that I've looked at, it's either going to be a 5-inch bolt or a 5.5-inch bolt. So we have both. The tools we're going to need for this job is going to be a 14 millimeter, 17 millimeter, which I'm not going to use the 17 millimeter. I'm probably going to use a 11/16 ratchet, just because what I need to do. Okay, let me turn this around. What we are going to do is have to move that tensioner pulley right there, which is where the 17 millimeter will come in. And then, see, my problem is there is a bolt right in there that is sticking into my tensioner pulley, which is backing out. So I mean, which I just rigged it up for now. Well, yeah, till now. Now I'm fixing to put the right stuff in there. But that is what we're doing today. We're going to have to take these bolts. You got a bolt there, there, and you got 2 bolts at the top that holds this air conditioner on. I have to unloosen this belt and all of that we'll do from the top. So now we have to undo this right here, which is where the 14 millimeter comes in at. Okay, so this is the bolt that we're looking at. So we're going to loosen this up. Okay, so now we gotta get in here and take this off. What we're doing is when we loosen this right here up, this belt, this whole piece right here will glide. It'll slide up, and then once it slides up, this belt will come off freely. So you have to undo this, and then you have to undo the part at the top to actually get the belt off. You can't do, the belt won't come off, you gotta do both things to get the belt off. Okay, so we loosen that up. Once you get that bolt off right here, this whole piece needs to come off. Just like that, to leave that stud right there exposed, because that stud needs to be exposed. So where is it at? Is that the bolt? There's a bolt right there. That's the bolt I'm trying to get out, because it's already loose, and you can see it right here by this, and so that's not good. That needs to be tight. So once I put the new bolt in that hole right there, you will see how nice and snug it is. All right. Okay, you have a bolt at the top right there, right up under the alternator. You have a bolt on this side, right up under the alternator, that I've already gotten out. And you have a bolt here and a bolt there. Those are all 4 of your air conditioning bolts that has to come out, and the air condition has to be dropped down so you can get to the alternator. And then once you get that bolt out and that bolt out, you should be able to reach under here, lift that up, and drop that down. Just like that. Just to get it out of your way, because that's where you need to be at. Right up in there. Where that starter is right there. See that hole right there? Well, it's kind of covered by that piece of, but I'll show you here in a minute. Okay, so we moved all this out of the way, and there's your alternator, and you see that bolt right there? You got to put that bolt in. It goes all the way, it goes all the way through the bottom. And when you put it all the way through the bottom, it's going to come out this side right here. That's everything that we're dealing with right there. Where your tensioner goes and everything. So that's the bolt we're going to have to put a nut on. And what I'm going with, I'm going to go with a locking nut. Locking nut so it won't come off, won't back out, or anything like that. What I want to tell you is when you're under here and you're tightening this stuff up, always go towards the back of the car. Always go towards the back of the car that's tightening. If you're pulling towards the front of the car, that's loosening. So pull towards the front of the car to loosen it all up. Push towards the back of the car to tighten it all up. Okay, and I got that bolt tightened up right there. And then I got my, dropped something. But I got my other bolt back there, right there. Got it tightened up. Really couldn't show you the process because I needed one hand on one bolt and one hand on the other on the nut. So, but that is how you do it, and that's what I've done. And once I get to the top and figure out which bolt I used, I will let you know. All right. Hey, and when you're tightening these back up, do me a favor, and when you put them in there, that's your air compressor. So kind of hold it up, maybe wiggle it around a little bit, tighten those, hand tighten those as much as you can. You got, that screw, you got 4 different, where's the other ones at? I don't know, but we're just going in like a reverse order. So there's one. Hand tighten them. The other one's over here somewhere. I don't know if I'll be able to, yeah. And there's your 4th one right there. You got 2 under the alternator. You got 2 under the alternator, and then right there. And then you got 2 down here at the bottom. So hand tighten those as much as you can, please. Once you get the air compressor back on tight, then it's time to work on your tensioner again. So we're gonna put everything back on the tensioner, the way it came off, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, now we have the tensioner back on, so we are good. All we have to do now is put the belt back on and tighten the tensioner down. Okay, now we get back to the top. We tighten this all the way until the belt is snug. Once that belt is snug, then we tighten the tensioner the rest of the way up. But you see how that tensioner, yeah, it's starting to tighten up. That tensioner comes up. Now the way to tell if this belt is tight enough is if this belt is tight enough, you come down here and you twist that belt. You shouldn't want to twist it no more than halfway around. If it goes more than halfway around, then tighten it up some more. But if it only goes halfway around, then you should be good. We don't want it too tight. We only want to be able to go halfway around. All right. And again, this is it. We tighten this up. Well, get that in there. And the only reason I'm using 11/16 is because it is a ratchet. But it's actually a 17 millimeter that you can use on this. And once you get that tight right there, you are done. All right, we're done.